Hey guys, it's your girl Chef Joya, and welcome back to another episode of Say What? It's Vegan. Today we are gonna make one of the most requested recipes there is, and that's going to be my lasagna. And get ready for the price, because this is not gonna be cheap, nor is it gonna be the easiest lasagna you've ever seen. So let's put some work in. So to start off with this lasagna, we are going to make our sauce. And yes, we're making it from scratch. And the only reason you're getting away with it not using fresh tomatoes is because my garden isn't ready for the tomatoes. So I'm gonna show you how to use it with some canned tomatoes. So first thing you're gonna need is a lot of extra virgin olive oil. I don't wanna hear you say, Chef, I wanna use grapeseed oil. No, we're using olive oil, okay? And we're just gonna use a whole bunch because that's what makes the sauce good. I don't know how much this is. I'm talking, so rewind the video and that's how much. That's when you know you need to stop, okay? Then we're gonna go ahead and add some veggies because you know it has to be amazing. So we're gonna add some Vidalia onion, add a shallot. This is one shallot. Add some yellow and orange bell pepper. Now, if you have red and green, you can do that too, but red preferred over the green for this. And next, we're gonna go ahead and use some garlic. Now, I love my garlic slice. I love chunks of garlic in my lasagna. Even though this is gonna melt down, I just think it tastes better this way. But if you wanna go ahead and puree it or smash it or whatever way you wanna do it, you can do that as well. So we're gonna go ahead and let this cook in the olive oil for about 2 minutes until it's translucent. So I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this just to help it sweat out a little bit more. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add our pureed tomatoes and crushed tomatoes. So I have pureed tomatoes and crushed tomatoes. So really the biggest difference between that is that the texture. So one is more finer, puree is more finer than crushed, okay? And then I also have some tomato sauce in here. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this in here. Be careful. Whoa, yes. There we go. Now at this point, if you don't want the chunky vegetables, even though I feel like they melt down, okay? You can go ahead and use an immersion blender and blend it all up so they can actually be blended together, but I'm gonna leave mine whole, all right? Next, I'm gonna take some cherry tomatoes, still with the juice, and these are some Italian cherry tomatoes. You can find these at specialty stores like World Market, Lido, things like that. But if you can't find them, go ahead and get you some cherry tomatoes at the grocery store, put a little bit of olive oil, salt, roast them, keep that juice and pop them right on in here, all right? And as this is cooking, it's time for my favorite part, which is the seasoning. All right, so we're gonna start off with my golden chick seasoning. Now, you can still get this one online. The others may be sold out right now, but I will have it available soon for pre-order, so make sure you stay tuned at chefjoyasnest.com. But we're gonna use my golden chick. Now, the golden chick is made for things that's like chickeny, poultry type of things, flavors, but it has so many different herbs in it, and it pairs well with a lot of Italian food. It's gonna be perfect for this as well. So we're gonna take some of my golden chick, and we're gonna put a great amount because we want all those nice herbs in there. So let's go ahead and add some Italian seasoning to it. We're gonna add some black pepper and a little bit of salt. Not too much because we already added some salt on the veggies. And then we're adding other things that may have some salt in it too as well. Then we're gonna still use some garlic powder and onion powder. Yes, I know we put fresh garlic and onion, but we're gonna use some dry onion and garlic as well. More flavor, the better. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add my Worcestershire sauce or steak seasoning. Make sure the Worcestershire sauce that you're using is vegan, because if it's not, it'll have anchovies in it, okay? So that's just something that you may wanna read. Then we have our Tabasco sauce. Now, I said this on live, I don't eat Tabasco sauce, but I love cooking with Tabasco sauce. I think it's my favorite hot sauce to actually cook with. So we're gonna use some of that, and you can control the spice level. You can add some crushed red flakes to it if you want to, but I like it like that. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and add some balsamic vinegar. Now, I hope y'all still with me. Y'all the one who said y'all wanted lasagna, okay? Y'all know I don't do nothing basic, right? This is gonna be the best lasagna you ever had, all right? Oh. Okay, balsamic said, I'm done. She said, I'm done with y'all. I'm going to go ahead and use some sugar. And before you say sugar don't go in spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce, it does. Because you want to counteract that bitterness that tomatoes naturally have, unless you got it fresh out the garden, and it tastes so different, y'all. And you can use whatever kind of sugar you want. I wouldn't say go ahead and feeling froggy and use maple syrup. No, you don't want to do that. You can get away with a little bit of agave nectar. That'll be A-okay. Then we're going to go ahead, and I feel like I'm missing something. I know you're probably like, Chef, there is nothing else you could possibly add. I bet you it is. Hold on, let me think about it. Boom. My bouillon. I knew it. So we're gonna put some vegan beef bouillon in it. When I was eating meat, I used to make my lasagna with beef. So I like a beefy type, lasagna. We ain't gonna waste enough, so we're gonna stick that spoon right on in here. Get it all off. Don't waste none of that sauce. Then we're also gonna go ahead and take some fresh parsley and some basil, all right? Listen, I told y'all this lasagna wasn't cheap. Now, if you just want a meat and cheese and a regular lasagna with some tomato sauce, you can do that on your own. You know, you can go to the grocery store, read the back of a box and get that recipe. But y'all wanted the Chef Joya way, so this is the way y'all got it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get this a nice little mix around. Then we're gonna go ahead and add some water because we need some water to dilute all this tomato. And you can also add some wine to it if you're feeling froggy. Add some wine, but we're gonna go ahead and let this cook. We're gonna bring this up to a boil, cover it and simmer it for 3 hours minimum, okay? And while this is cooking for the next 3 hours, we're gonna go ahead and work on our homemade ricotta. Let's go. So we're gonna go ahead and work on our ricotta. Now you can buy ricotta now all over the place. It is a little bit of high price, so I'm gonna show you how to make my version. My version is tofu based, so if you wanna make a cashew based, by all means, go ahead and do that as well. And all you'll do is have to boil your cashews and then blend them and then do everything else that I'm doing to it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and take our tofu and we're gonna crush it. This is a firm tofu. You can do firm or extra firm. You just don't want it to be like soft or silken because that's not gonna give you the effect that you need. You want it to be just like ricotta. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add some vegan cream cheese. I love this Meatiest cream cheese. Y'all should definitely check out this small brand. It's vegan, it is cashew based, and it's absolutely delicious. So I'm gonna use their cream cheese. This is their original cream cheese base. Now you like, Chef, I don't want to do the cream cheese. Okay, well you don't want to do it my way. My way is the best way, all right? Haven't we learned that already? Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add some vegan cheese. Now you can use whatever vegan cheese you like. You see the brand right here. This is what I'm gonna use for mine. This is the finely shredded mozzarella cheese, okay? And yes, I'm going to use 2 packs, and is. Then we're also going to go ahead and add some vegan egg to this. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add our Worcestershire sauce and our hot sauce. They're married, all right? They always go together. Then we're gonna go ahead and season it because yes, this needs seasoning too. We need some love in here. Golden chick. We're gonna add a little bit of our olive oil. You can do more Italian seasoning. And let's go ahead and add a little bit more garlic powder to this. Oh, and yes, you need some salt and pepper because baby, this is tofu and we don't need nothing bald head around here, okay? And yes, even though we still got all these different vegan cheeses in here, we're gonna add some nutritional yeast, right? Boom, bam, bean. Just a little bit. A little bit of vegetable bouillon. Trust me, y'all. I know y'all like, Chef, this is a lot, but listen. I keep saying it because I feel you, but you ask for it. You ask and you shall receive, okay? Make sure all these flavors are incorporated and married because when we built this lasagna, baby, listen, they're gonna be like, who did that? Who made this? And you get to smile in the corner like, well, that was me. I almost forgot. We gotta add some lemons. We need some lemon juice in here. We can't have this good old ricotta without no lemon juice. Like, come on now. We got a lemon juice in here. Add a little bit more. Ooh, not the seeds, not the seeds. I'm gonna add a little bit more herb because I just like, I love a lot of herbs in my ricotta. All right, so this is how your finished ricotta should look. This will sit in the refrigerator while your sauce is cooking. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and build our lasagna. Our sauce is completely done, and you see how it's reduced in half. It's been cooking for at least 4 hours, all right? You wanna make sure you use a deep dish pan because we're gonna put all the goodness in here. We don't want it to overflow and spill. We want this all to stay tight and like a snug in the bug in the rug because it's gonna be so ooey and gooey and delicious, okay? So I went ahead and I sprayed this with some nonstick spray. Then I'm gonna go ahead and layer my noodles. Now I know some people layer their meat first, or what do y'all do? I like to lay my noodles first. How do you do it? Let me know. All right. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and layer the bottom of my pan. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of sauce down. Look at that sauce, y'all. Ooh, listen. Stir some of that oil in. Make sure you get all that oil, olive oil we cooking with it. Like, trust and believe that olive oil make it so much better. It's a world of difference, all right? I'm actually gonna put a little bit on the side. I like a wet lasagna, like a wet, stiff lasagna. And then if you eat lasagna the next day, baby, So we're gonna go ahead and add our meat. Now this is the vegan ground meat recipe that I use in my baked spaghetti. If you have not checked out that video, make sure you go ahead and check that video. I will link it below, and you can see how I make my vegan meat recipe. So this is what we're gonna go ahead and do. We're gonna sprinkle that on here. You can use as much or as little as you like, but I mean, we're making a $100 lasagna, so I think everybody wants it pretty meaty. Then we're gonna take some spicy vegan sausage that I already broke up some, but we're gonna break it up just a little bit more, and we're gonna make that a layer as well with our meat layer. Next, we're gonna go ahead and sprinkle some of our ricotta cheese all over. So we're gonna just shake it, little wiggle walk all over it, little wiggle wobble, a wiggle wobble. Gonna wiggle wobble it all over. And we want a good amount because we got the cheese that's in here. Now, if you're feeling real froggy, but it's kind of unnecessary, you can take another layer of shredded vegan cheese and add to this, but all that cheese we put in here, we don't need to do that, okay? And then we're gonna start the layer all over again, all right? So we're gonna take our pasta noodles and just gonna repeat the process, all right? So just think of it this way: noodles, sauce, meat, cheese. Noodles, sauce, meat, cheese. Is she still going? And is. All right, we're gonna put the fire layer on here. So we're gonna put our pasta noodles. I want it to have some weight to it. Let's go ahead and add some of this sauce, the rest of this sauce to it. And then we're gonna top it with our vegan cheeses. Now you can use whatever brand you want. I'm gonna use the Joya mozzarella cheese because it melts really well. And it also adds a nice crispiness to it once the cheese melts. And then I'm also going to add some of the Miyoko's pizza cheese. Now this browns really easily. It makes it like really ooey and gooey. Now if you don't have either one of these, use whatever mozzarella cheese you have. As long as it's vegan, it'll work, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and use that because I just wanna show y'all how to do it the best. All right, so I'm just gonna pour that around here. You know, a little razzle dazzle, a little boo boo. You know, just use the whole bottle, Joya. All right, just so extra. Then we're gonna actually season this because this has no flavor. Neither one of these cheeses doesn't have a lot of flavor. So you need to make sure you add some salt and pepper and Italian seasoning. So let's go ahead and do that. And also, you know what, let's put some garlic powder in it too, okay? All right, so we're gonna stick this in the oven. We're gonna cover it with some aluminum foil. We're gonna put it in the oven for about 45 minutes cover, and then we're gonna take it up, raise the temperature up to 450, and cook it for about another 15 to 20 minutes, and then it'll be ready to serve. All right, so our lasagna is out of the oven, and it was so bubbly, fresh, but we let it sit there for about 15 minutes so it can sit up some. I do suggest you let it sit there anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes, just depending on how much time you got. And I'm gonna add some parsley to it. I gotta be honest, I just ate the pimento cheese sandwich. It was so good. Make sure y'all check that video out because, whoo child. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this lasagna. Now you can cut this lasagna into 12 pieces, 6 pieces, 8 pieces, however you decide. Ooh, look at me. Ooh, ooh, whoa, hold on. Can I get him? Ooh, yes. Let's slide to the left. Yes, for the lasagna. And remember, the longer it sits, the thicker it'll get, okay? So let's sprinkle some more parsley on it. And there you have it, the most meatiest, cheesiest, creamiest, and bougie vegan lasagna there is. Let me know what you think about this recipe in the comments below, and be sure to try it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Say What? It's Vegan. I'm Chef Joya. Ciao.